Brigadier Edrinwala has written and spoken extensively about national security issues at both defense and civilian organizations. And with those words of introduction, I have the privilege in inviting Brigadier Edrinwala for his presentation.
Thank you. Chairman, sir, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Being at the tail end is always a tough job. So in the next 4 or 5 minutes, I will cover what I have to say, and I would be happy to answer any questions at the end of the talk. Basically, I intend covering the very key issues on government and business cooperation in security. I am coming back to homeland security rather than defense and the problems that face it, especially where the corporate sector is concerned. So what I will cover is really these 4 aspects, rather 3 aspects. What is the problem? Where does the partnership lie, and how do we make this partnership? So the magnitude of the problem is really India is exploding in its population. There is financial prosperity which brings financial inequality. Which leads to crime, and crime further expands on to terror. Our major internal security problem is today terror. Though having said that, one must realize that terror has got a high brand value. By brand value, I mean it kills the minimum people but has the maximum exposure. Car accidents kill 100 times more people, and by not 100 times, almost 200 times more people. But India has the highest road accident rate in the world. 150,000 people were killed last year in road-related accidents. Less than 3,000 people were killed in terrorist accidents. I leave it for you to decide. The terrorist threat is increasing. As was brought out in earlier speakers, about 1/3 of the country is in turmoil today. We have a very low police to population ratio, 117 to 150 per lakh of population versus the UN norm of 222 per lakh of population. Less than 20% of our policemen are used for actual policing. The rest are used for security duties, bandobast, and all other issues, including insurgency control, which is not really the job of the police, which is local law and order. Police departments are under great pressure to control crime, but they just do not have the capability. So where does the answer lie? The answer lies with a partnership with the private industry. What sort of partnership? A, outsource. B, skill transfer. Outsource what? Many countries, including Australia, America, and certain other countries, have outsourced a lot of non-core police activities. For example, Australia has outsourced the running of prisons. They have outsourced the running of traffic because they consider it a non-core police activity. And they have left the police to handle core police activity, which is crime prevention. Now, we must understand that many tasks like traffic, guarding prisoners, forensic assistance, transporting prisoners, what have you, private security, logistic support, can all be outsourced. You don't have to have a uniformed police constable doing this. And the corporate sector in its day-to-day functions does outsource this. Why does the government not, and why can the police not outsource this? So, for a partnership to succeed, what do you need? You need internal leadership that is committed to improving the organization. Has been brought out adequately today that the government will in this sometimes is lacking. Reasons, turf wars, budgets, and sphere of influence. And the second thing is you must have external support, that is you must have agencies who can fulfill these functions adequately. In India today, the security agencies operate a lot in the grey zone. Take the concept of armed guard. Armed guards are operating with private weapons. he operates ostensibly under the shield of self-defense. That is not tenable in a court of law. So today, if an armed guard fires in the protection of the asset that he is protecting, it is a very grey zone in a court of law, and he can be charged for manslaughter. Corporates have a lot of political attention. They have a lot of expertise in management and logistics, which could be useful to security forces. This has not been exploited fully. And there are a lot of skill sets in private sector, forensics, fraud investigation, IT skill sets that should be leveraged by security forces rather than developing those skill sets in-house. So the skills of the professional customer service, that is, corporates have customer service at their core, and those skills must come into security forces. What's in it for business? Businesses thrive where there is security. And for businesses to thrive, there must be an environment where there is peace, calm, and stability. How will that be achieved? By effective security forces. And how can security forces be effective? As I brought out, by outsourcing much of their non-core activity.